Today I just been chasing around everywhere trying to round everything up, and it's not the foam factory. It's I'll show you what it is in a minute, but it's the foam something else. But I got this batting for, he said to put this over the top of the foam before I put the cover on, and hoggering it down or spray adhesive it to the foam. This is the foam for the backrest for the back seat, a little better stuff, and I can you know, double it up if I need to. But I think it's 2-inch, just like what's on there. And then this is for the bottom of the seat. And I got enough so if the front seat uses the same stuff, I won't have to make a second trip. If it uses something, you know, different, then okay, I'll be making another trip. Oh, and I got burlap too. And one thing that he said was, this guy used to do car interiors, said this burlap that has the wires, they don't produce that. So he said I have to reuse this. He said it'd be just too difficult to take the wires out and try and, you know, feed them through another burlap. So he said just reuse it and put new burlap over it and under it, and then the foam, which is right there, and then this will be for that. This is to replace this, and he said to go over. Anyway, we'll get it all figured out and get it on. I bought quite a bit of stuff here. There's $160 some worth of stuff here. That's the place right there. So if you want to, they're a lot cheaper than craft stores. They're a fraction of the cost. Craft stores, in my mind, price gouge for this kind of stuff. So I won't even walk into a craft store to buy foam. It's just a waste of money. So I always go to a place that just deals in it, like this place right here. They're in Clawson, I believe. They're on 15 Mile Road near maybe Coolidge or something, I don't know, but you can do the Google on them. It's on the other side of their card. They're 1177 West Maple Road, Clawson. So they're at right there. So they're near Crooks, 15 Mile and Crooks. They'd be on the south side of 15 Mile Road if you're, you know, wondering which lane to be in if you want to turn into the place. I also dropped by the hardware and picked up some paint to paint the seat frames. I'm going to paint the front ones too, so I got enough. Hopefully it'll do it all. And oh, and the speaker for the radio back speaker here came. That's it right here, if you're interested. It's 4 ohms. And I stopped by the chrome plater. He did the shift lever up for me so I could reinstall it on the steering column, and I forgot to pick up a new roll pin while I was at the hardware, but I'll do that tomorrow or something. I'm going to put the steering column in before I put the new carpet in, so I wanted to get this. I'll put this on probably in the next couple days, and then I'll get the car. Well, I got so much to do right now. I went from not much to do to more than what I can handle. And I went around and I squeezed all these around on all of them yesterday too. When after I washed them, I brought them home. I thought, you know, that'd probably be a good idea so none of the other ones come apart. But yeah, there's the door panels. I had to move I'm running out of room here, using the truck for a storage bin. Yeah, it's pretty full, isn't it? They are painted up, and I'll let them dry probably a day or two. When they feel dry, then I'll start working on putting the seats together. Yeah, looks really good. Really happy with the way they're looking. I mean, the car wash really cleaned 90% of the stuff off. I spent maybe an hour sanding. I mean, it really wasn't that much. they look pretty darn good. I mean, they're going to be covered up, and in the car you're not going to see any of that, but at least it's protected now. That was the key, was getting it protected. Another thing too, I would like to put Dynamat in when I, pull a interior before I go to put the carpet and stuff in, but there's a problem. The problem is I have a finite amount of money to put into this car. I do not have a tree in my yard I can go pick 100s off of. And so the bottom line is it's probably not going to get Dynamat because, like I say, I have X amount of dollars and I've exceeded what I wanted to put into this car by thousands of dollars. So I'm going to pass on the Dynamat and put it back together the way the factory put it together. I think it'll be fine. I mean, it wasn't objectionable driving it, and it's a convertible, so you're going to have all the noise. There's really no padding. That's just fabric, so that's going to allow a lot of noise in. And most of the time, I'm probably going to drive it with the top down. And that way, if a bearing goes bad in the axle or the drive shaft, if a U-joint goes or something in the transmission or engine, I can hear the drivetrain. I like to hear my machinery when I'm driving the car, because if you hear something unusual, something's wrong. And I always drive my friends nuts because a car would go by and I'd say, oh, this is what's wrong with it. I could hear it. When I worked at Home Depot in Savannah, a perfect example. A Dodge pickup came in to the overhang to load as I was coming into work. And as he pulled in, I told the guy he had bad ball joints. And he took exception to me telling him that and complained to my manager, who said something to me. And when he went to leave, the ball joint actually broke and the truck had to be towed from there. And I was later asked how I knew the ball joints were bad. And I just simply said, well, I could hear them. A lot of times when you have an issue with the car, you can hear the issue long before you have the issue. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just from years of listening and knowing what sounds or what problems and stuff. But yeah, I had a friend, he had a Chevy van and it would go squeak, 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 squeak when he would take off. And I told him he needed new U-joints, and he'd been through the van bumper to bumper trying to figure out what was wrong with causing that squeak. And he put new U-joints in it and it solved the problem. I mean, you can literally hear a lot of issues with the car. So that is another reason why I may not put the Dynamat in. But the main reason is funds. I have X amount of dollars, and, I just don't have the extra money. I mean, this foam here was $260 some, the padding for the seats. And I just don't have the extra money to throw into that stuff, If it's not necessary, I got to hold off on it. And that is not necessary. And for as often as I do these interiors, this is the first full interior I've done myself in a car. And it's a nice learning experience. I'd like to know how to do them, but how many more am I going to do? Maybe one or two at the most. I might do the one in the Bel Air. I might that does not have an factory original interior. It was redone back in the 80s, and I just used what I could get close to what the car originally had. And now you can get all that stuff, and I'd like to put that car back to its original interior. So maybe that will be one I'll do too. I have a walking foot sewing machine, so I can sew seat covers or vinyl or whatever, leather, plastic, you name it. It'll go through that machine. But I just kind of wanted to cover those bases of why, I've had a lot of people saying that, oh yeah, I should do it. Well, mail me the stuff and I'll put it in. But, I can't afford it. I just got to draw the line at what I can spend money on this car. Like I say, I've gone way over budget. I've gone way further with the car than what I intended to do. I wanted to make a fun, just a driver, a summer beater, something I could, just use as an everyday car in the summer. And it's well beyond that now. So I'm gonna just kind of put it back together the way it rolled off the assembly line, and we're gonna call it good. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to let this paint dry up overnight at least, minimum. Maybe all day tomorrow. We'll see if it feels dry enough to work on. I will. But otherwise, I'm calling it a day. If you like my video, definitely hit the like button. It certainly helps. Share the video. Do whatever you can to get more views on it. If you want to see these seats done up, hit that 348 engine icon. Subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching my videos.